So moving on to move number 2 is master the ability to reason. Can you explain what is meant by this and how you approach decisions in your business and life? Decisions are key factors that we make every day, but also looking ahead. Key decisions can either steer you towards your goals or set you going off course. So how do you master the ability to reason and make decisions?
Right. What I noticed when it was talking about master the ability to reason, what it was really talking about is knowing how to process issues and how to handle them. Because no matter what you're doing, whether you're a coach, whether you have a business or not, whether you work a 9-to-5 job or not even working, just having going through life as it happens, you're going to face problems. You're going to have issues, and how you handle them makes the entire difference between if you're successful or if you kind of lost the situation. And what I loved about this book is that he actually puts it in a way that I can see it as a system or a structure. And I didn't know this until yesterday when I was going through the book again, where I noticed, what, in my life, I actually do most of the things, not all of it, but most of the things he's mentioning. And I wasn't even, I didn't even know I was doing this.
Yeah.
It just came natural to me. I guess it was based on the trainings that I've had or my mentors and the people that I've had around me. But it's actually, there's a system to this madness. And I'll just share with you a tiny bit of the systems that I was, taking notes on just for myself. I'll share those notes with you. So the first one is your ability to control your emotions when it comes to whether opportunity comes in or a problem comes in. Because both of those situations they're at the extremes, the opportunity or the problems. And whenever they happen, you get very emotional. And every single one of us, at least a few times, we tend to react based on those emotions instead of being logical. For example, not a long time ago, maybe a couple of months ago, 3-4 months ago, I wanted to buy a software for trading. This pandemic thing happened. I was like, I really want to learn a new skill, and trading and investing in stocks, especially day trading, it seems like something that I want to learn, get into. And as I was learning it and was going through different programs and courses and mentors, I noticed a software that was perfect for me. It was perfect for what I wanted to do. But it's very expensive. It was around $2,000 just to buy the license of the software. And then it wouldn't work on my computer. I had to get a new computer. That one would have cost me another $4,000. So it cost a lot of money just to get started. And because this is what I noticed about myself, I was very emotional. I wanted it. It was super cool. I thought I really needed it. So I went ahead and paid for the computer, paid for the software, all of those things. And now that I'm looking back at it, I was reacting based on an emotion instead of being logical, instead of looking at the numbers and say, hey, is it really worth putting this much money just to get started? When am I even going to get my money back when I'm trading? How much money could I potentially lose, and how much money could I potentially gain from this move that I'm making? Right? I didn't do any of those things. I just reacted based on emotion. Now, thankfully, I already made my money back plus something, so I got lucky that wasn't the wrong decision, but that's just luck. That doesn't mean like every time it's going to work out. So one of the formulas that he has for any time you're investing into something is what he calls it the ITR, the investment, time, and the return. What's the investment? How much do you need to put in? Whether it's time or money, how much do you need to invest in? And what's the time frame? How long is it going to take you to get the return from it? So if you're investing in my case, $6,000, how long is it going to take you to get that $6,000 back, right? And then what kind of returns, once you got your money back, what kind of returns are you going to have because of this move that you make, right? Once you have those numbers in your head, then you're going to know immediately, hey, is this a good idea or is this a bad idea to go ahead? And most of the times when you get emotional and when you look at these numbers, you realize, hey, this is something that you probably don't want to do. This is something that it sounds like a really good idea in short term now, but in long term, when you look at the numbers, it may take you 50 years to get your money back. You might as well invest in somewhere else, right? So that's the first part, being able to control your emotions and being logical when it comes to dealing with solutions and the problems. The other thing he was talking about is there are pretty much 3 types of people when it comes to dealing with problems. And I totally agree with this. The first type is the guy that points fingers and says it's that girl's fault or that guy's fault or that situation or this thing. It's never his fault. It's always other people's or other situations' fault for what happened to him or for the results that he got. So it's the blamer, the guy that points fingers. The second one is the guy who, whenever he faces problems, he runs away, meaning he distracts himself with other stuff. You have a problem over here that needs your attention, but instead of you paying attention to this, you are checking your email, or you're watching social media. You're going through the videos on social media, maybe TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, or maybe you're watching a movie that you really wanted to watch, or maybe you're talking to a friend instead of dealing with this problem face on. So it's a guy that runs away and just delays the fact that he has to actually face the problem, which makes everything 10 times worse as time goes by. And then there's a third type of person that actually takes responsibility for everything. And I don't mean taking responsibility for the things that are your fault. That's like the normal part. But he also takes responsibility for the things that are not his fault. Maybe it's a situation out of his control, out of everybody's control. Maybe it's somebody else's fault that he got screwed up. But he always says, you know what? I think it's my fault. What can I do to solve the situation? And this guy, he always has the power in that situation. He always controls the outcome of the problem or the opportunity that he has. And that just gives you all of the control that you need in order for you to become successful. And if you just focus on, instead of being the guy that is blaming or the guy that is running away, if you just say, you know what, it's on me to make this happen. It's my fault. How can I make it better? How can I improve it? You have all the leverage you need in the world to make this happen. So those are the first two things. And the last thing that he has, which I think it brings everything together, is like a worksheet. It's like a PDF that he has, which I had it on my iPad. I really wanted to show you guys, but I don't think we can with this software. If you get the book, if you read it, it tells you exactly where you can go to download the worksheet. And I think it's an amazing one because it pretty much takes you through 3 stages that you need to go through in order for you to solve any problem the right way. The first stage, I'll just walk you through it just so you have a rough idea. Then you can go get the PDF and see exactly what it looks like. But the first stage is investigating the problems, finding out everything behind the problem and what's going on. And that one has got 3 steps. First one is urgency. How urgent is this problem? Is this a problem that you need to solve right now or a later type of problem? The second one is, what's the total impact of this problem? How much is it going to hurt you? Or if it's an opportunity, how much is it going to add to the company, to yourself, to your life? How much is it going to benefit you? And the third one is, what's the real cause behind it? What's the real issue behind this? And a lot of times when something happens, that's not the actual reason why it's happening. That's just an effect from another cause that happened somewhere else. The real issue is something else. So you have to keep asking yourself, okay, why is this happening? And you have to ask why enough times until your answer doesn't change to the why. And that's the core reason why this thing is happening. So find the core issue, because that's the only time you can actually solve the problem. So once you investigated it, you go to the second column where he has, you got to solve it. Now, in order for you to solve it, who do you need? A lot of us, in our case, it would be maybe a mentor or a friend or somebody who solved the problem before. But in his case, he was thinking about, okay, who do I need to hire? Do I need to hire lawyers? Do I need to hire financial advisors? Do I need to hire a full-time video editor? Like, who do I need to hire? Who do I need to be around with in order for me to solve this problem? Once you have that, you got to, the second thing you got to do is make a list of all of the solutions that you could potentially have. Not all of the best solutions, all of the solutions, period. Some of them might be good, some of them might be great, some of them might be like 50-50. So list all of the solutions and know what your options are. And the last thing is, if everything goes bad, worst case scenario, what's the negative impact on your business? And if that does happen, can you survive it? If the worst case scenario happens, like, are you going to go out of business? Are you going to become homeless? Or can you actually handle it? And then the last one is, okay, you investigated it, you kind of came up with a solution and solved it in your head. Now you have to implement the plan. For the implementation, who do I actually need to get the permissions from or the approvals? He calls it the buy-ins. A lot of people, sometimes you need people to come in and help you, partner up with you. Sometimes you just need to get people's permission to make something happen if you're in a big corporation like he is. So that's the first step. The second one is, who do I need to give responsibilities to? Okay, now you have a team around you because you decided who you needed first. Now that you have people around you, what kind of responsibilities are you going to give to every single one of those people? What are they going to do? What are the deadlines? Give them their responsibility and trust that they're going to make it happen. And the last part is new protocols, meaning, okay, what are the changes you're going to create inside your systems, inside your life, inside your company, inside anything that the problem is around, to prevent the problem from happening again? Or if it happens again, you have a much faster and better way of you dealing with it. So what are the principles or the protocols or the things that you're going to put inside your life now because of this? So you actually learn from the experience and you actually improve. And he has this worksheet that's got like 9 squares in it, and you just go through the process, and by the end of it, you know exactly how to attack this problem, how to solve it, and how to learn from it to improve over time. And I think just all of those tips matched together, it's a powerful combination to pretty much equip you with, you know, dealing with anything that you want without you losing. So it's super, super good.